Marcus Webster and Brad Crichton, Ari Allison, and our own Justin Sigler are the managers. Well, here we have it. Grand Blanc 1-2 against Orchard Lake St. Mary's 5-0 and number 1. What are you looking forward to most out of this matchup?
I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing these primetime athletes put on a heck of a performance for both of us tonight and for everybody watching and everybody here at this great classic. I mean, you got to get it. Hoop Classic it's been amazing, honestly. The whole day here, everybody, the support that we've gotten, and just this is it. This is what it's all boiled down to. The two premier teams. I mean, we saw 2 state champions go at it last game, and that was a great game. I'm expecting greatness out of this game, too, on both sides of the ball.
DC Temple to jump it up against the undersized big man for Grand Blanc and Tay Boyd. And DC Temple, a part of 5 athletes that are all Division I commits or have Division I offers. Trey McKinney with 8 high major Division I offers, picking up 1 from Michigan last week. And the tip is won by the reigning state champions of Division I, Grand Blanc, and we are underway at the finale of the Gotta Get It Hoops Classic. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. Things start with Grand Blanc, who really wants to just spread things out and get some things done with their athletes. They lost a lot, though, from a year ago, Stick.
Yeah, anytime you lose any relative of the Jason Richardson family, you're losing a lot of athleticism off your team. But like we discussed, it's next man up, and deep programs have deep benches.
Yep. Ty Rogers has moved on to Thornwood High School, and Trey McKinney has moved on in to Grand Blanc. He's from this area originally, and he starts things with a bang, and the Eaglets lead at 3-0.
And no one with a bigger smile on their face after that than Kareem Rozier. It's almost like he got a new toy to play with this year. Hey, someone that's going to get me a lot of assists.
Right wing 3 on the way. That's Kyle DeBuy, no good. Rebound Jack Crichton, who's a future MLB pick. Javon Hanna left wing for 3. Splash City for the future Bronco in Western Michigan.
St. Mary's comes out gunning out to a 6-point lead early.
R.J. Taylor, no. Big boy rebound, Jack Crichton. Committed to Michigan to play third base. Pull up, Trey McKinney for 3. Splash City. 9-0. And Trey McKinney says, this is my city.
I may not have been a part of the experience last year against Grand Blanc, but Trey McKinney saying, I'm a part of it this year, and y'all better pay attention real quick. I mean, what are we, 21 seconds into this game? That was amazing.
Mike Thomas wants timeout in his own gym. We'll take it with him. 9-0 Eaglets.
At the OLSM Plaza, we have a lot of fresh new ideas about to review in a better way. Like our new online express store, where you can build your own deal. Or our Body Shop Estimate app, where you can get a repair quote from home. Plus, we've implemented a 45-minute oil change. By now, you've probably got the idea that you're important to us. Keep thinking that way. Whenever you're ready for service or your next vehicle, we're ready to prove it. Alcere Auto Plaza. One destination, so many more choices.
St. Mary's taking their show on the road, starting off hot, 3 of 3 in the game, all from downtown. Grand Blanc tries to stop it with a Kyle DeBuy 3 that's no good. DC Temple the other way. Euro step, left-hand floater, up, no. And the future Chippewa misses in lieu. To Amante Allen Johnson, who lays it in. He's a good one, Stick. Just a junior.
Yeah, both these teams have great players on both sides, so this is going to be an exciting game. I don't anticipate this St. Mary's run to start the game lasting the entire time, but it is nice to get up to a 9-0 lead early.
Unselfish play, pocket left, Javon for 3-0. And a big boy rebound by R.J. Taylor, their best player. This kid has an offer from Youngstown State, and Kareem takes it from him. Javon up with a shot, fouled, and he'll shoot 2 free throws the other way. Kareem Rozier played on Mean Streets with R.J. Taylor. So both point guards played with each other in the summer and went to Georgia for the Peachtree and made it all the way to the finals. Those two know each other well.
Yeah, and it's good to see Kareem Rozier now that he's settled where he's going to go to college and he's gotten his offers and all that, because he is an intense player, one of the most elite point guards I've ever seen at the high school level. He's a great facilitator. He's great on defense, and you saw it early when Trey McKinney hit that first shot. No one was more excited than my man right there.
Todd Covert says Javon Hanna is just blending in better and better, becoming a St. Mary's guy. Getting used to being more in a constricted high school game. Recall he was at a prep school last year where they don't really play defense. There's a miss in the corner. Grand Blanc looking for their first three. Meanwhile, back the other way, Kareem Rozier quenches from downtown, and the Eaglets have their fourth three, and they're up by 11. There's a steal by Kareem, 2-on-1, Trey, layup, count it, 15-2. The Eaglets come out swarming Grand Blanc, and we got a foul off the ball in the backcourt. Your officials tonight, Luke Smeagy, Brian Morley, and Derek Washington.
And Trey McKinley has come out, and on that play right there, you could just tell he's just so smooth and silky. No panic in his game, able to get the ball up and off the glass and over his defender. To think that kid right there was in junior high last year, it always blows my mind.
It's something, isn't it? Todd Covert, 106 wins against 48 losses in his 7 years at St. Mary's. There's an air ball that's saved by the Bobcats. They'll keep it and attack right to left. This kid was offered by the Penguins of Youngstown State. That's a D1 offer, and he's a special player. And it's Amante Allen Jefferson, guy who leads them in scoring at 14.7 a game. R.J. Taylor with it. His team down 13 and stunned in their own gym. Pull up, Allen Johnson, and he quenches 15-4.
I'll tell you what, there is not an empty seat in this entire arena. You're talking up top, you're talking the stands are full on both sides. This has been a great tournament.
Great atmosphere. Top side between the rings, Jack Crichton down low, fadeaway Trey McKinney, too strong. And the rebound ripped down by Nemechek.
Probably should have taken his time a little more on that. That looked a little rushed.
Yep. R.J. Taylor, two-man game, working it with Tay Boyd. Tay Boyd takes it himself, and Trey rips it away. Kareem on the run, pull up, left wing three, splash city. The three balls are falling. St. Mary's 5 of 6 from downtown, and there's 3 and 25 still to go in this quarter.
Well, if you're St. Mary's, you want to keep riding this wave because the law of averages are going to take over eventually, you'd think, right?
Rise, fire, shot, count it, and the foul. How about that tough shot with Jack Crichton draped all over him? Great answer by Amante Allen Johnson.
Yeah, he's been a poised player for them so far early in this game. I mean, things obviously are kind of a little bit out of control right now, but for him to get in the lane, settle down, he's ready for it.
He's a guy that's waited his turn and is ready for the challenge.
Yeah, he's definitely developed over his first 3 years. I mean, we saw him last year playing, and this year he seems stronger, he seems more balanced and ready to take on whatever's coming at him.
Absolutely. The and one is no good. Meanwhile, Bart Kapusa has checked in, along with Sherrod Barnes off the St. Mary's bench. And there's an offensive foul, I believe. Indeed it is on Grand Blanc. Sherrod Barnes, maybe the best defender on this team, took the charge. He's a freshman. And he started several games for St. Mary's this year. He wears 0 in white.
And that's the second freshman on the floor for St. Mary's, too. Like, in this tournament, we have seen a lot of good freshmen, and there's 2 on the floor right now for arguably the #1 team in the state.
Mike Thomas goes to his bench as well. He'll check in the tall drink of water, and Bryce O'Mara, the sophomore at 6'7".
Grand Blanc tried to get St. Mary's with the press, but St. Mary's was able to break it for an easy layup on the other end. Ooh.
Bart Kapusa, the transfer from Poland with a bucket.
Allen Johnson once again just using that strength and balance the way he should. Really liking this kid's game early on so far. He's really the only one for the Bobcats keeping him in the game.
Yeah.
Now, you would expect R.J. Taylor to have his moment to shine too as well, like he did last year throughout the whole state playoffs.
You bet. Bench for the Bobcats, Trayvon Johnson checks in, a left-handed guy who likes to get in the gaps, a junior. They also go to the bench and bring in Anthony Purdue, a guy that was the freshman team MVP last year, a good athlete and a quarterback on the football team.
Graham Blanc switching it up with the press again, hoping to kind of force St. Mary's into a different set of offense.
2-2-1. It's a 12-point game. Javon Hanna's three is too strong, and the rebound ripped down by the sophomore O'Mara. Bobcat short corner left, and a foul on Kapusa. Oof. As he got the much smaller Bobcat in the air, Trayvon Johnson, he'll shoot two.
And the Bobcats are living at the free throw line right now, and that's actually great for them because, you know, being down 12 this early, but stopping the clock and being able to score where they are right now, this is almost ideal if you're down like this.
Yep. Grand Blanc beat Saginaw earlier this year, and they have losses to number 2 Brother Rice and number 1 at the time, Grand Rapids Catholic Central. So no shame in their 2 losses. No Ty Rogers this year. Lots of new faces and guys in new places. They are 9 or 10 deep. They had undefeated JV and freshman teams last year, so the cupboard isn't bare for Mike Thomas, but when you lose Ty Rogers, as you mentioned, I mean, there's some recovery time involved.
Yeah, I mean, that guy was such a phenomenal athlete and just a force on the basketball court.
Yep. Laquan Collins and Doris Martin are the assistants under Mike Thomas, along with Eric Cooley and Cam Burns. Step back jumper, long corner left, no good from Trey. 10-point game, RJ Taylor leading the charge in the comeback. Little screen and roll game, and we've got an offensive foul drawn by Trey McKinney.
And I wonder if they're going to give that to who was setting the pick, or are they going to call that on RJ for the forearm?
I think they're going to get it on the guy who set the pick, Bryce O'Mara. That'll be his first.
It is tough to get the big man Trey McKinney on the floor like that.
Put together well at 6'4", 200 for the freshman Trey McKinney. Kareem breaks the press to the other freshman, Sherrod Barnes. He'll back it out to Kareem. Down the avenue, and he's fouled on the floor. Says one of your officials tonight, that's Derek Washington.
Well, ever since Grand Blanc has come out with this full court press, they've definitely gotten themselves back in the game, so I don't anticipate them going away from it anytime soon. They need to force some turnovers, need to get out in fast break transition and get some easy buckets.
Time out on the floor, we'll keep it here. I want to tell you more about Grand Blanc, the host school. They've been wonderful to us. And the host of this Gottagetit Hoop Classic. Did you know that this is their 100th season of basketball here at Grand Blanc? And how about this? This is the most impressive. They had never won a basketball or baseball state title ever in the history at Grand Blanc. In 100 years, and guess what? They won them both in 1 year last year. And they went to the finals in football this fall for the trilogy. Grand Blanc Athletics doing big things. Let's see that again. There's one other thing there yet. How about this? Zach Gibson, remember him? Mr. Basketball.
Yeah, 2005.
Mike Thomas in his 5th year. 2,812 kids. Saginaw Valley League. Trey McKinney laying is good. 22-10. St. Mary's has a 12-point lead still. Trey McKinney has 10 points to lead all scorers.
Yeah, but this game has definitely slowed down and got back into more of a back and forth rhythm.
Alan Johnson lost it. Kapusa picks it up. Rozier the other way for St. Mary's. Trey to the hole, lays it up. Offensive foul. Way to stand in and take the charge, RJ Taylor.
And not only stand in there, take the charge, hit your head on the floor, then pop up and clap your hands. If that doesn't show the toughness of that defending state champion, I don't know what will.
Taylor leads his team in rebounds with 4.7 a game, assists with 5.7 a game, steals with 4 steals a game, and deflections. He has 4.7 deflections a game. He's 3rd in scoring, something he's known maybe most for.
Hey, you know what? When you're the leader of the team, you need to fill the stat sheet, and that's what he does. He gives his team what they need nightly.
His dad is Bob Taylor, the former assistant coach at Oakland University for their men, and also the former head coach at Northwood University.
I feel like Grand Blanc is just living at the line, but, St. Mary's only has one more foul than them. So it's interesting how this first quarter is playing out with St. Mary's jumping out to that big lead. And now Grand Blanc just trying to slow it and grind it out a little bit. But you got to make your free throws like we've been saying all night.
This will be their 6th and 7th free throw attempts of this first quarter. St. Mary's by a dozen. Andrew Smith is checked into the Eaglet lineup. He's a sophomore and a guy that was a two-way guy last year, along with Daniel Smythe. And they're two-way guys this year. They're solo guys this year. They're both on varsity as sophomores. Meanwhile, Javon Hanna sits down, Trey McKinney sits, and so does DC Temple. 22-12, 22-10 is where we sit. A 12-point St. Mary's lead.
Yeah, lane violation on that last free throw. That's why it went in, but the point did not go on the board.
The pass is tipped and stolen. Grand Blanc on the run. Trayvon Johnson leads the charge. R.J. Taylor for three. Splash City. A guy that can really stick it. A guy that shoots 40% from downtown. It's a 9-point game. Grand Blanc coming back. Counted it a foul. Won the hard way. Won the old school way and won the conventional way. How about this run?
Yeah, that was a clear charge, or a clear defensive foul. Number 11 could never get his feet set. But here we go. I mean, we're already down to a 7-point game. He makes this at 6 point. And, you're not feeling so bad if you're Grand Blanc going into this second quarter.
Yep.
Especially after St. Mary's came out with that barrage of three-pointers.
Yep. Call it a 6-0 run on a pair of three-pointers, a long liner, and an and one, and here we go. With 24 seconds left, look at the student section making some noise from above.
Yeah, they were talking a lot to the players while they were warming up.
Crichton with a travel at the free throw line. And head coach Mike Thomas getting it going across the way. He's an emotional head coach, guy that grew up in Saginaw. His father as well, influential in his basketball coaching career. He was an assistant at Saginaw High, coached the AAU team.
Ooh, that was a nice pass by Barrett.
Too nice.
Just not able to handle it.
Who would think that one could make that kind of pass and convert it?
It was like he threw it backwards with his right hand, and the velocity on that thing, that was impressive.
R.J. Taylor special. He'll take a seat. And they will check back into the lineup. Trayvon Johnson, along with, for the first time tonight, Robert Williams. Three on the way, Kareem no good. And a big boy rebound as the clock expires by Nate Richardson. So, we saw it as big as a 12-point St. Mary's lead. It's down to 6 after 8 minutes of play. Let's go to the second quarter. OLSM on the road, trying to get another win against Grand Blanc. And they got to get it classic.
The Alcera Auto Plaza Pre-Owned Center, every day is a sale. We have 12 new vehicle brands to provide you with the most desirable pre-owned inventory in the marketplace today. You always get our best price up front, the best selection to choose from, and the best people to help you. Come see us. You deserve a world-class experience in buying your next vehicle. Experience the Alcera Auto Plaza difference. One destination, so many more choices.
Hey, we're ready. Let's do it. What's up, guys? My name's Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick. Dave, glad to be with you for the 3rd annual Gotta Get It Hoop Classic. Stick, what a day of basketball. This is our 5th broadcast. We're whooped, but this game has us on the edge of our seats.
Now, this is exactly what you need on a nightcap for a game like this. Just something to keep your excitement, keep your entertainment, and what better than the defending state champion going up against a team that could be ranked number 1 in the state. Depends on who you're talking to.
Yep. This is their 4th matchup all time, these schools. Their 4th meeting in 3 years. That's Javon Hanna, who's checked back into the lineup for Todd Covert. And it's a 24-16 lead with that bucket. This is Tay Boyd. He'll back it out to Amante. Alan Johnson lost it just for a minute.
Yeah, Graham Blanc had a chance there with Anthony Perdue on a back cut, but they just didn't see it earlier in this possession.
They ask him to take a three. They do. That's Tay Boyd at 6'4", the junior. Rejected by Hannah. Out of bounds, but the Bobcats keep it. Ball out of bounds, baseline left.
And I haven't seen a ton of Hannah play, but I love his demeanor on the court when I do see him play. He's just calm, collected, under control, never trying to do more than he can.
Yep.
And he can do a lot.
He can. Very streaky shooter. Yeah, it's really good going downhill. And he can defend a little bit. That's been one of the adjustments he's had to learn from last year after playing with the Bates Academy, where quite frankly, they just don't play the kind of defense Todd Covert said in prep school. Kick out, left corner, Trey for three, no. Tap out, Jack, and it's a restart. Javon, dead spot right, three, didn't get the foul called. And Taylor grabs the rock. GB on the run. Taylor pull up topside three. Can't leave him alone. And it's down to a 5-point game as Taylor triples 24-19.
Yeah, Hannah was a little frustrated. He didn't get the call on this end. And he kind of was looking at the official while RJ was running down, splashing a three in your face. You can't do that. If you don't get the call, got to shake it off and get back on defense.
That's right. Fouls on Trayvon Johnson, his second. Too close for comfort on that far sideline.
Mike Thomas is into this game, man. He is up. He is coaching. You could tell he wants this one.
Sure. This team's 1-2. St. Mary's #1 again. They've been #1 almost every time Thomas has faced them. There's a hold down low. It's going to be off the ball. It's going to be on Anthony Perdue, the young sophomore.
And I like what Covert did there with his offense. You know, posting up DC Temple, we haven't really seen that throughout this entire first half. And he has the size advantage on the block, especially if they're going to have that young man try to guard him. So get it down there in the lane with him.
Yep. Jack with a nice athletic play to save it near the timeline. Kareem pull up 15-foot left elbow jumper, quenches again.
That pick and roll with DC can be a very dangerous weapon for Orchard Lake St. Mary's, especially with Kareem hitting that mid-range jumper like that.
Kareem 3 of 4 in this game, 8 points, back iron miss, no offensive rebound though by Alan Johnson. Dish down low to Perdue, who rolls it in.
I really like Alan Johnson's game.
Strong player, unselfish. And it's his time. Javon Hannah. Tough shot. And what's the call here? Jump ball?
Yeah, it has to be. Possession arrow stays with Graham Blanc.
It's the right call. RJ Taylor, who averaged 17 points a game last year, 7 assists and 2.5 steals, on his way to first team All-State. Guy who's been a starter since he's been a freshman on day one. First game ever. He's on varsity, and it's never been out of the starting lineup since. There's a foul on Javon Hannah on the perimeter.
Yeah, he didn't need to reach there, and he did. Got caught with the hand in the cookie jar.
Yep. 5:14 until halftime. St. Mary's is led by as many as 12. Right now they're up 5 on the road. The Eaglets have been on the road for all but one game this year. They opened the season at home and have been on the road for 4 straight since. 5 straight now. Free throw missed, rebound DC Temple. Here come the Eaglets, +5 with 5:10 to go. These two teams met in baseball last year. Trey McKinney for 3. Bang! Pops it from Pontiac. And the Eaglets lead by 8.
You know, you see Trey McKinney, you see him as a big guy, and you would expect him to have a post game and be down in the lane a lot, but no, he's got that sweet jumper, man. That was a good 6 feet behind the three-point line.
13 points for McKinney. St. Mary's 6 of 11 from downtown. Kareem and RJ wrestling to the ground. These guys were teammates on the AAU team, Mean Streets, coached by Ty Streets, former Michigan Wolverine this past summer. They made it all the way to the semifinals of the Peach Jam down in Georgia.
And RJ's game is just frustrating if you're an opponent. He's relentless. He doesn't let up. He's coming at you no matter what. So the minute you look away or turn your head, it's over.
Yep. Rozier dishes left wing to Crichton. Jack looking to post up DC. DC rips and drives baseline. Shot up off the glass. No. But a foul that'll send the Central Michigan commit for football line right to shoot 2.
And that seems like that's there for St. Mary's anytime they really want to go to it. So you look for that. If the game gets tight and they need to settle things down, toss it down to the big man, 6'7", great footwork. We know he can jump out of the gym. It's a good resource for St. Mary's to have, and I think it's one of the things that Grand Blanc can't really compete with them on is that pure size.
That's right. We got Bart Kapusa who can come off that bench as well at 6'9" and a brick you-know-what house. Todd Covert earlier this week saying that DC looks in midseason already, and he didn't even practice before his first game against Canton and the game we did against North Farmington 10 days ago. Hit a three-pointer, played good defense. Coast to coast, nobody can stop ball from that jet. How about that run out? That's Nathan Richardson. Turnover St. Mary's, and just like that, Grand Blanc's cut it to a 7-point game.
Yeah, an uncharacteristic turnover by Kareem Rozier. But talk about that take by Grand Blanc. I mean, St. Mary's were just caught sleeping on the other end. Nobody even attempted to stop the ball.
Yeah, that's troubling if you're Orchard Lake. Monte Allen Johnson, free throw line jumper back iron, no, but an offensive rebound. And a reset back to Taylor. And how about Rozier? Oh, my.
Yeah, it looks like he ran into our power source, so we can't really hear ourselves, but hopefully the broadcast is still going on. But that was a hard fall. My goodness.
Nikita Gans over there, she might have just picked up a utility role. That's the best engineering we've seen all day.
Quick with it, too. Got the headphones right working. I mean, when that happened earlier, it took Ali like at least 30 minutes.
Ali Hadi. Ali Hadi doing a great job. I kid you, partner. You've been amazing all day. We haven't missed Alex Westfall at all.
Who?
Seamless transition. I love you, buddy. He's done a great job. Lakita Gans, though, does help us on that. Thank you, Lakita. And with 3:39 to go, let's reset this thing. St. Mary's leads it 30-23. There she is.
Tay Boyd checking in the game. This guy, he is a built athlete. Look at this guy's shoulders. My goodness.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Step back jumper by Amante. And Kareem says, give me my biscuit. Jack, attack, down the boulevard. Teardrop shot, no. And an Allen Johnson rebound. He'll go coast to coast kicking. RJ against his Bean Street teammate. And DC says enough.
That's got to be fun for them, though, to play together during the summer and then have some big matchups during the regular season in the MHSAA.
No doubt. A lot of fun. They're friends as well. Javon misses a triple. Baseline reverse, lay-in, no. Nice box out by Temple. And Trey grabs the rebound. 7-point St. Mary's lead, 2:49 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now you're St. Mary's, you got the ball, you're up 7. You want to get a great shot on this possession because if you can push it back up by double digits, you're really feeling good about yourself 2 minutes left in the half.
Yep.
And if you're Grand Blanc, you want to get this to about 5 before the end of the half.
That's fair. The two-man game here. Kareem and DC, the seniors, pull up, topside triple, no. DC gliding in and saves it to Javon, who lays it up and in. The grit, the hustle, the athleticism, all showing out for OLSM.
That's that pick and roll with DC and Kareem that they could run all day long if they really wanted to because there's a mismatch with both of those players on this team.
Yeah. St. Mary's 5-0, number 1 ranked. Grand Blanc 1-2, but they played a hellacious schedule. There's a block shot
late
by
whistle.
DC Temple, and a late whistle indeed. And it's going to send Nathan Richardson line left for some free throws. Or excuse me, no, I correct myself. Tay Boyd line left. Tay Boyd, a guy that's 6'4", a junior, very aggressive and athletic, a guy that's more of a slasher and that can get you to the free throw line.
And he looks like he bench presses about 350.
He's versatile for sure. In 2020, the all gotta get it team, and that was the last one. There was no gotta get it in 2021. St. Mary's was represented. They beat Grand Blanc 69-66 in the finale in the 2020 game in this gym. Lauren Bowman, the second, was the MVP.
He was a fun player to watch.
Yeah, Fletcher Lawyer and Matt Nicholson were on that first team. All got to get it team in 2020, along with Brandon Hall of Chicago Thornton and Surreal Smith of Saginaw.
Great name, Surreal.
Isn't that great?
Love it.
Curtis Williams Jr., by the way, as a freshman, was on the second team.
And we got to watch him play earlier today, and he showed out again.
He did.
There's that pick and roll with DC.
80 seconds left. Crichton, right wing three on the way. Splash City. Deuce with a triple, and it's a big one. It gives St. Mary's matching their largest lead of a dozen. A rip and drive and a foul. That's Robert Williams, the junior guard at 5'7". But how about the long-range gunning going on? St. Mary's 7 of 14 from downtown. And Grand Blanc just 2 of 10 stick.
Yeah, and you expect, like I said earlier, the law of averages will eventually even out. But Grand Blanc, I think, has done a good job at least getting back in this game, clawing back into it. But right now, this is kind of a danger zone area. You don't want St. Mary's to push this lead any higher before you go into halftime.
No doubt. Trey McKinney and Javon Hanna get a breather. Meanwhile, Jack Crichton left corner for three. They'll wave off the shot. It's an off-the-ball foul, an illegal screen set by the Polish pistol, Bart Kapusa, who's checked in.
He is a big fella, man. Look at the wingspan on that young man. Coach for St. Mary's, too. Nice wingspan on Coach.
Todd Covert in his 7th year. What a record and job he's done. 106 and 48. For the CEO of Orchard Lake Schools and the head basketball coach. George Port is the athletic director until next year. Jermaine Gonzalez has been tabbed as the new athletic director and head football coach at this fine institution that began in 1885.
And there is a prime example of why Kareem Rozier is one of the premier point guards in all of Michigan. Getting on the floor for that ball, we talked about it last game. You got to get on the floor. That ball has to mean everything to you. So while everybody else is trying to pick it up, you dive and look, they got the possession.
Gritty, tough kid. That's why they want him in Pittsburgh for Duquesne.
And a great public speaker, too.
For three, no. With 5 seconds left, Kapusa on the deck, and that's out of bounds. And Kapusa earned that extra possession. St. Mary's will get one more crack with 3 seconds left.
I was talking about Kareem Rozier being a public speaker. The Let Them Play rally last year in Lansing.
Yes.
He was one of the speakers, and it was phenomenal.
Kareem right corner to end the half at the buzzer, no. But St. Mary's will go into the break up a dozen against Grand Blanc, the reigning state champion in Division I. Your thoughts, sir, on the first 16 minutes?
I mean, it lived up to the billing. You know, St. Mary's came out, they threw the haymaker with 9 straight points, but since then, obviously, they're only +3 through the entire first half. So you got to like, if you're Grand Blanc, what you've seen, you want to come back, double down on what's working for you, and you got to stop St. Mary's from getting those easy looks.
I like it. We're coming back with the stats and a recap of the first half right after this. 3rd annual Gotta Get It Hoop Classic. We're the Prep.
At the Alcer Auto Plaza, we have a lot of fresh new ideas on how to serve you in a better way. Like our new online express store where you can build your own deal. Or our Body Shop Estimate app where you can get a repair quote from home. Plus, we've implemented a 45-minute oil change. By now, you've probably got the idea that you're important to us. Keep thinking that way. Whenever you're ready for service or your next vehicle, we're ready to prove it. Alcer Auto Plaza. One destination, so many more choices.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
Welcome back to Grand Blanc in the final half of the Gottagetit Hoop Classic. We're proud to bring it to you. Sam Stickday and Chad Bush. We are the Prep, and we're watching highlights of the first half. What do you see, partner?
Oh, you see St. Mary's coming on fire, hit three-pointers to go up 9-0. But then after that, the game kind of just settled down and it fell into a rhythm where both these tough teams are playing each other tough. And when you play each other 3 times within a calendar year, you're pretty familiar with each other's games. And then you mentioned you throw on the layer of Kareem Rozier and RJ Taylor playing in the summer league together. These teams are very familiar with each other, and I'd expect a second half that's going to be very tough now that they can make their halftime adjustments.
A big part of the St. Mary's production was their fast start. They led 22-16 after 1. Grand Blanc would come out and cut it after a run, get it down to 4 points, Stick, but St. Mary's would come right back with some daggers, led by Trey McKinney's 13 points. And they were pretty good from the long line. Look, anytime you're 7 of 15 from downtown, and you're holding your opponent to 2 of 10, that's a nice number.
Yeah, it's when those analytics kick in, right? You know, if I'm shooting 7 of 15 from downtown, it's really like shooting 10 of 15 from 2-point land, and it helps out in your favor. But I always like to point to turnovers. You know, I kind of mention that every game. This has been a pretty clean game played on both sides of the ball. St. Mary's standing there with 6 turnovers. Grand Blanc only with 5, and you would expect that with an RJ Taylor being your point guard. He's not going to make many unforced errors. But then you look at the St. Mary's side of the ball, they just have a couple more pieces that are putting in points to go with somebody else. You know, Kareem Rozier with 8, Hannah with 8, Trey McKinney with 13, and then you go over to Grand Blanc. You have Alan Johnson with 11. Nobody else really supporting him. I mean, RJ Taylor's got 6, but even that's kind of a low number for him.
A lot of weapons on the Orchard Lake St. Mary's side. Grand Blanc rebuilding a bit, but no one's going to believe that when things roll around in April. We got a good one. The second half is coming up from Grand Blanc, the finale, the final half of the Gottagetit Hoop Classic. Thanks so much for watching.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
At the Alcer Auto Plaza Pre-Owned Center, every day is a sale. We have 12 new vehicle brands to provide you with the most desirable pre-owned inventory in the marketplace today. You always get our best price up front, the best selection to choose from, and the best people to help you. Come see us. You deserve a world-class experience in buying your next vehicle. Experience the Alcer Auto Plaza difference. One destination, so many more choices.
About to start the second half. St. Mary's with a 12-point lead. They once led in this game 15-2. Stick to start the contest. That was something that was a bit of a stinger. Grand Blanc recovered at times, but they really haven't come back all the way from that early hit.
No, but if you're St. Mary's, you can't just hold on to that lead. This isn't a try to escape this game. You got to be in this game to win it, and you want to push this 12-point lead to 20 in a hurry and put it away, because you know if you let Grand Blanc hang around, they are going to make you pay for it.
Grand Blanc, the state champion from a year ago, beat St. Mary's in the quarterfinals at Davison High School. St. Mary's trying to get it back here tonight in the regular season and beat Grand Blanc for the second time in back-to-back attempts in this tournament. Again, there was no tournament last year, so it was 2020, and St. Mary's knocked off Grand Blanc 69-66 in a great contest here. There's a foul going down the boulevard on St. Mary's to start the second.
And they started the second in a 2-3 zone as well, switching it up already coming out at halftime.
Interesting move there.
You know, you just want to throw them off the rhythm, give them something they haven't seen yet in this game, and they could have had a turnover there if it wasn't for the foul.
That's right. Amante, Allen Johnson with the basketball.
Now it looks like they're back in man.
Trayvon Johnson for 3-0. Offensive rebound, Tay Boyd, and he finishes the deal. 10-point game.
It was a strong take because he had to get that up and over DC Temple.
That's Tay Boyd's first points of this game. 35-25. St. Mary's on top. Backdoor cut. Javon Hanna from Trey McKinney.
And that is a coach's dream right there. That is exactly how you draw up your offense. Nice backdoor cut. That is beautiful basketball.
You said it. Tay Boyd with it. Throws it out. Nearly threw it away. Trayvon Johnson, who starts the second half. A streaky 5'8" shooter. Jack Crichton can't believe it, nor can Todd Covert. Ticky-tack call here on the perimeter.
Yeah, that's defense. That's a tough call.
1 minute gone by in the second half. 15 more minutes remain. Amante forces one up. Jack Crichton, one of the best on-ball defenders in the state, and that's why.
Well, you look at Jack Crichton, and his legs are like tree trunks. That is the craziest thing about him. Like literally, his calves are as big as his thighs. They're just unified all the way up. The dude is strong.
He's a great athlete. He's fast. He's athletic, and he competes.
And a heck of a baseball player at that.
Major League draft eligible this year. Of course, as a senior, he's headed to Michigan if he doesn't get a good offer. There's a foul on the floor. Javon Hanna creates the frustration foul. It's going to go on Anthony Purdue, number 5.
But you like that. You talked a little bit about how Javon, before he came to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, defense wasn't a priority. There you see him getting a strip in the backcourt, and then, obviously they had to follow him to stop it. But that's the type of defensive intensity you want to see grow with him throughout this season.
Hanna high on the left. He's setting up. Tay Boyd. Rozier back to his buddy RJ. Hanna settles, long 3, no. Purdue with the rebound, and here come the Bobcats, down by a dozen. Wasting no time. Going to the hole is AAJ, and he'll go line right and shoot 2 free throws. Try to get this thing back to a 10-point game.
He is a great player. I've enjoyed watching him this entire game. He's just so strong and balanced, and if you don't stop the ball and you give him that angle to the rim, he's going to go, and he's either going to convert the bucket or get to the free throw line.
Yep. Guy that's been ready for the challenge, as head coach Mike Thomas says. He's paid his dues, took a backseat to Ty Rogers last year. Just handles the ball well naturally, and I think you spoke to it before. It's just a real natural feel to him.
Yeah. Just really balanced. That's what I see every time I see him handle the ball, take a shot. He gets his hips squared, he gets his shoulders right, fundamentally sound.
He played with the Bates Academy and with Trey McKinney as well. Trey has it topside against his pal, former teammate. And now RJ has it against his pal and former teammate high on the left.
And here comes by 11. Here comes that pick and roll with DC.
Rozier lost it 3-on-1. Bobcats lay in good and the foul. AAJ lead back the home court Cats.
He is a fun player to watch, and if you're DC Temple here, you got to make a decision. You either don't let him get his arms up so he can convert the basket, or you just let him take the basket. The in-between hurts you in the long run.
Yep. And it cuts it to an 8-point game. So the Bobcats get 4 back quickly, and with 5.5 left in the third, plenty of time. Down just 8.
We're starting to see the Bobcat bench get a little more into it as well.
Yep, home crowd hasn't had a ton to cheer about. Pass is tipped, it'll stay with St. Mary's. The Eaglets with wins over Canton, Sterling Heights, Stevenson. They got to win their last time out against Ferndale. The Eaglets knocked off Ferndale by 19 points. The same Ferndale team that swatted a club today. Javon's free throw line jumper, no, it'll stay with St. Mary's.
RJ Taylor's debating it, but it looked like it was clearly out on Grand Blanc.
St. Mary's also with a big road win against Clarkston, 60-51 back on the 16th of December.
They have played a tough early schedule.
They have. It's not over. They'll have their toughest next week, when number 2 and number 3, De La Salle and Brother Rice await. Kareem Rozier off the 10, no. DC Temple, triple team, stick back, no, but he'll go to the line and shoot with the clock stopped.
And I know I brought it up in a couple of the earlier games, but when you're a big man and you get that rebound like that, do not dribble the ball. Do not put it back down low where these little guys can go at it. You keep it up high and then just lay it off the glass. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm over here and he's in there, but that is the strategy to keep from turnovers happening to big guys.
Yep. DC Temple nets the first. St. Mary's playing their 5th straight game away from home. And they will play another one against De La Salle on Tuesday night against the Pilots, who some think are the best team in the state.
Where is that game?
That is at De La Salle.
Okay.
So St. Mary's will play 6 straight games on the road before returning home finally on the 14th of January. A span of almost 5 weeks without a home game. And they'll take on Brother Rice. Not this upcoming, but the next Tuesday.
And you know the student section will be ready for that.
Sure, and you know the Bro Zone will be ready for St. Mary's on Tuesday. Jack Crichton with a floater from the short corner, no. AAJ the other way, and he lost it off his shoe.
Great defense by Kareem Rozier. I mean, because we have seen all game long Alan Johnson just use his strength and get to the hoop, but Kareem Rozier was able to get the strip and the turnover.
Timeout on the floor, we'll keep it here. St. Mary's on top, 39-29. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, led by Todd Culver in his 6th year. St. Mary's opened in 1885 and remained an all-boys high school until 2019. Well, they added a co-division, and girls were added. It's worked out just fine. It's worked out outstanding. They've sold out the girls' school 2 straight years. State champions, 4 of them, 2000, 1982, 1978, and 1933. That last title was under George Porritt in 2000.
Great team.
Famous Hoops alum, Kalen Lucas, an 07 grad, a proud alum. Big Ten Player of the Year his sophomore season at Michigan State. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, 625 students, 125 girls, 500 boys. It has a dorm, and it's co-divisional, the only of such in the state of Michigan.
And it says there they were opened in 1885. They weren't St. Mary's at that time. They were the Michigan Military Academy.
That's right. And they were open in Detroit. And,
yeah, if you're ever in Greektown, that was the original St. Mary's, that church that's in Greektown.
That's right. Some cool history there. 4:20 left. Kareem Rozier lost the basketball, and AAJ the other way to lay it up and in. It's an 8-point game again. Here comes Grand Blanc. You knew they'd make a run, and they've done it with 4 minutes to go in the third.
Once again, you just saw how smooth he is.
Kareem Rozier quiets the home crowd in the Flint area with a triple try. Timeout, and it's a bench warning on Todd Covert. It's the third triple of the game for Kareem, who has 11 points. McKinney still the leader with 13. What did Covert say over there?
That's what I'm wondering right now. I was not paying attention to him, but the official was not having it, whatever it was.
Well, you see Todd Covert, you see Don Buchanan behind him, the official scorer today. There's a power right-hand layup on the left block. Stay Boyd, that's just his 4th point. Alan Johnson leads them with 17.
There's a matchup down low that you want with DC Temple.
9-point lead, and we get a travel by Trey McKinney. The turnover is the 8th for Orchard Lake. Grand Blanc with just 6. And the home crowd giving an overrated chant to who some think is the best freshman in the state. And some think in the top 25 in the nation. We've seen some good diaper dandies today. There's a foul at the left elbow. What do we have here?
A little ticky-tacky reach-in foul. You know, there's been new officials for each game, so every game's been called a little bit differently. Last game, they were letting the boys get at it and getting physical. This game, a little bit different. You're going to have to mind how you're defending a little bit more.
Yep. Ticky-tacky. There's a steal. Trey McKinney the other way with a right-handed hammer. And the Eaglets have grown their lead back to double digits.
Yeah, that was just a poor inbound pass, which was pretty much an outlet pass for Trey McKinney.
And the overrated chants are mocked by the Eaglet fans. There's a steal by Kareem. AAJ gets it back. Alate. Back to Richardson, no. Richardson scoops it and scores it.
That was a beautiful layup.
Nathan Richardson. Mike Thomas saying about St. Mary's that their pace is so scary good. DC Temple runs over a player. Pocket left Sherrod Barnes for 3-0. The ball bounces back to Kareem Rozier. Back to DC. Out to Trey for 3-0. Here comes Grand Blanc. Back to the quote, Mike Thomas saying, look, their pace is scary good and even better this year. But that pace is quieted by the long triple by Robert Williams. An unlikely source, and it's a 6-point game just like that. Timeout, Todd Covert.
The Grand Blanc crowd is into it. Everybody's up on their feet. Look at the bench getting up, closing it to a 6-point game. Getting a little tense here in the third quarter for Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
At the Alsair Auto Plaza Pre-Owned Center, every day is a sale. We have 12 new vehicle brands to provide you with the most desirable pre-owned inventory in the marketplace today. You always get our best price up front, the best selection to choose from, and the best people to help you. Come see us. You deserve a world-class experience in buying your next vehicle. Experience the Alsair Auto Plaza difference. One destination, so many more choices.
Come the Bobcats. The Eaglets were up a dozen. It's been cut in half. How so?
Just by relentless pursuit, and we're seeing Amonte Allen Johnson just pretty much imposing his will on whoever St. Mary's is trying to guard him with one-on-one. I wouldn't be shocked to see St. Mary's dip back into a 2-3 zone here, but really they just got to start making their shots, and we knew this was going to be a tough game. Listen, you're not a state champion because you can't take a punch. You've taken many punches, and this is just the championship medal that Grand Blanc has.
That's right. More punches to come. Bart Kapusta has checked in for DC Temple. Sherrod Barnes is out there. And the pocket is picked by Hanna. 3-on-1 the other way, and Richardson's going to get free throws here. and have a chance to cut into this 6-point game, and momentum is running the other way, the way of the home team.
And that's what we were talking about earlier with St. Mary's getting up early like that. Sometimes you get into, okay, we just want to keep it at 10, we just want to keep it at 12, but you do that, you are putting yourself in a world of hurt.
Yep. Free throw up and good. This is Nathan Richardson, a junior guard. Line right.
And that's what's kind of scary about this Grand Blanc team. They really only have one senior. So all of these players are going to be returning next year.
Yeah, it's a young club. Dangerous club, and they're at home. Sherrod Barnes pull-up free throw line jumper, splash. He's been offered by some mid-majors, Eastern Michigan one of them, and that's why he's a freshman. And his specialty is defense. Corner three and it out, no. Sherrod with the rebound. Freshman leading the charge. To the rack, kick out, corner, Crichton three, no. And it's an offensive foul. R.J. Taylor forced it.
That's a couple late whistles that have been called, but I think Taylor was in position there. It's just it was so late after the play. The ball was already in the other player's hands. But that's what R.J. Taylor does. He is a pest. He just gets in the way.
Yep.
In a good way when I say pest.
Yep. 7 fouls for St. Mary's. 2 for Grand Blanc. There's a steal. Sherrod Barnes to Javon Hanna, and Richardson, who's been a spark plug in this rally for Grand Blanc.
Well, that was an easy layup, but the pure effort by Grand Blanc to get back in there and just get the tip deflection, that's nice.
It's a scrappy, physical team. Mike Thomas says, look, we don't call fouls in practice. We just don't. And we stick to the fundamentals. They have a win over Saginaw, a team out of the SVL, and a lot of more wins to come for Grand Blanc. But not a lot of folks expect them after they lost Ty Rogers to repeat. Mike Thomas has other expectations. Turnover. St. Mary's turnover starting to mount up now. They now have 11 and almost double what Grand Blanc has.
And that's how Grand Blanc has been able to get back in the game. And there you go. There's a turnover for Grand Blanc. Even if that wasn't a travel, that was a clean strip by Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
And that's Sherrod Barnes, the defensive pest.
And that's actually a huge defensive play. Especially they had a chance to cut it to 3 or 4 right there. And Grand Blanc's just hanging around. And you know they are a dangerous team.
Big time. Top side, Bart Kapusta for 3, no. Andrew Smith with an offensive rebound. 16 seconds left until the fourth quarter begins, the final quarter of this fun 6-game day. Kareem with a high ball screen with 7 seconds. Back to Javon, step back, triple at the buzzer, no. And that's how we go to the fourth. 4 fingers in the air, put them up. Let's go to the finale, the final one, the final quarter of them all. Quarter number 20. What a day it's been. Thanks for hanging out in the prep. We're coming back to the fourth quarter right after this.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
so the interscholastic athletes may thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decision.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game!
You get a look at Todd Covert and Associate Head Coach Len Karshnia there, the brain trust of the Eagles. Fourth quarter's upon us. of the Gotta Get It Hoop Classic. The Thomases have been wonderful hosts. We had T-Trick Thomas, the executive director of the foundation. We're happy and proud to be here, thankful to be here. Thanks for doing a great job to you.
Appreciate it.
And our wonderful staff. He is Sam Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush. Ali Hadi doing a fantastic job as your executive producer all day and night long. 46-40, fourth quarter, here we go. Jack Crichton to trigger, and his classmate Kareem Rozier awaits.
And it's looking like they're deciding which way the team is supposed to go, or there's something wrong with the scoreboard. They're checking in with the scorer's table right now. That is the delay. Oh, they already got 7:59 on the clock. That may be the reason. Okay. Now it's at 9 minutes. Needs to be at 8.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
First possession is a big possession for St. Mary's. And for Grand Blanc defensively.
Trey, long corner right. Back to Javon. They settle for a long three, and that's what Grand Blanc wanted. They got it, and it's an over the back on OLSM. And who's it going to go on? Is it DC Temple? It is. Just his second. But it's free throws the rest of the way. It was 18 fouls, so the bonus.
Oh, wow. I was wondering why they were shooting free throws this early in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
But my goodness, St. Mary's already with 8 fouls and only 2 for Grand Blanc.
Grand Blanc has 16 free throws, St. Mary's with 6. Line right, this is Tay Boyd to shoot free throws. The 1-and-1 front end is down. It's a 5-point game. This is as close as Grand Blanc has been since the first half with 7:37 to go.
Now beginning Orchard Lake, number 0.
So after what we saw last year between Grand Blanc and Orchard Lake St. Mary's, with Grand Blanc losing early in the season and winning later in the playoffs, if you're St. Mary's and lose this game, are you kind of taking that mentality like, all right, we can get them back like they got us? Or, you know, what are you thinking mentally like that?
Interesting.
Right?
I think both teams hope to get to that point.
Yeah.
Is the answer. They would meet in the Elite Eight again. And with a regional the way it is, I think St. Mary's would, or anybody would feel blessed to get to that quarterfinal. Because that means you would have had to beat number 2, number 3, and number 4, number 5. Sherrod Barnes with a miss. The freshman out to the freshman teammate Trey McKinney, and he cans a triple.
That could be something you see for about 4 years there on Orchard Lake. And 2 freshmen hooking up like that in a varsity game is not something you see often. And a turnover here by Grand Blanc. 18 points, 4 of 6 from 3 for McKinney. What a performance by him. And he has shown he is every bit as billed. And here you go. Here's a look at it.
Very confident. You see the excitement number 1 brings. Topside foul on the ball. It'll go on Grand Blanc's AAJ, otherwise known as Amante Allen Johnson,
who has been very impressive this game, honestly. Out of all the players we watched in the tournament, obviously they're going to have their all-tournament team, but he'd be close to making the list, Allen Johnson.
Yep. 6 of 11 from the floor. Another turnover. It's been a bit sloppy. Todd Covert said it was sloppy against Ferndale. It wasn't their best game, but when you beat Ferndale by 19 points at a neutral site and you didn't play a good game, you were 1 of 18 from downtown. So their only three-pointer make was by Bart Kapusa. Said we were 1 of 18. RJ Taylor for 3, no. He's been quiet today. St. Mary's has done a great job on him. He has a 6-point stick. Dead spot left, Jack Crichton for 3, no. And it's tapped out of bounds back to OLSM. What can you say about RJ Taylor being shut down today so far, just 6 points?
You know, he had those 6 points in the first half. He only averages 13 for the season. So by halftime, he was right on pace. But it's that third quarter where they were able to shut him out. But that doesn't mean he can't put up a quick 6 here in the fourth either.
Yep. RJ Taylor was convinced that went off of St. Mary's.
Yeah, I thought it did too.
7-point game. Eaglets up a touchdown with 6 minutes and some change to go in the fourth on the road. They've been on the road all year, except for the opener. DC Temple for 3, no. It's not his shot.
Yeah, that is not the guy you want shooting threes.
You can't hit it, but it's not the guy you want. You don't need that shot, right? You can get that shot 100 times by 4 better three-point shooters.
Yeah, if I'm using DC Temple, I'm using that 6'7" frame down low.
It's where games can get away from you. And it is a veteran St. Mary's team that does make good decisions.
But here's Alan Johnson. He's been living at the free throw line tonight. Can't convert on that one, but he has been living there.
St. Mary's with 6 free throw attempts. Grand Blanc with 19. 5:45 left. Trey McKinney from downtown. Splash City. 3 with another one. His 5th of the day from the long line. And the Eaglets are up by 10. Richardson, corner answer, no. Rebound, Jack Crichton. Trey wants to run. Ahead of the break. Right hand lay-in, no, but a foul. And the Fab freshman will go line left and try to go on a 5-0 run on his own.
Well, if he converts this, he's on a what? He's on an 8-0 run because he's hit 2 threes in a row, and that's kind of how he started the game. He hit 2 threes in a row to start the game. So those quick bursts, and that's what we were talking about with RJ Taylor. Just because he's sitting on 6 right now, he can knock down 2 threes like that in a hurry too.
And he did that last year at Orchard Lake in the regular season. He had a big fourth quarter against St. Mary's.
I remember that. You're right.
Yeah. Interesting you bring that up.
Yeah, it's funny. And that was when he was only a sophomore.
Do you like how they separate the adult visitors from the
student visitors?
Is anybody paying attention to that? What if they did the adults versus the students here, or the? Ali Hadi has a lot of anger tonight.
Yeah, he thought you were challenging him to a fight there.
I complimented the man. I said what a seamless job he's done.
He's an angry elf.
He wants to fight. I don't know. Left hand lay-in is good. Tay Boyd won't go away. It's back to a 10-point game. Boyd with 8 now. The second high scorer for the Bobcats, the defending state champs.
Grand Blanc has to start taking some defensive risks here. I'd like to see him go back to that full court press that they went to early in the game. Just to try to create a couple more possessions. You only got 5 minutes left in this game and you're down 10. Not saying that it's insurmountable, but you need a couple more possessions to give yourself some better odds.
Agree. Foul called by Brian Morley. It's the 5th team foul. Todd Covert letting him have it. Trey McKinney at the free throw line. Step back, 18-footer, cash.
Wow. It is unbelievable that he is a freshman.
Trey McKinney has 25 points. That jump shot is good. And here comes RJ Taylor. Timeout. Mike Thomas. We'll take it with him. How about it? Take us to the break stick.
Yeah, RJ Taylor, we talked about it. It's only a matter of time before this young man gets going. A 3, he's up to 9 points. 13's his average, and he's almost there.
At the Alcer Auto Plaza Pre-Owned Center, every day is a sale. We have 12 new vehicle brands to provide you with the most desirable pre-owned inventory in the marketplace today. You always get our best price up front, the best selection to choose from, and the best people to help you. Come see us. You deserve a world-class experience in buying your next vehicle. Experience the Alcer Auto Plaza difference. One destination, so many more choices.
Trey McKinney leads the way with 25 points for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. 11 points for Green Rozier, 10 for Javon Hanna. Meanwhile, Grand Blanc, 17 points for Alan Johnson, and 9 for RJ Taylor, who just hit that 3 stick.
Yeah, I think Mike Thomas was listening to me because they come out into that full court press, and look, right away they get another possession out of it. And that's what that full court press is going to do. Even though you may not get the steal in the backcourt, you're still just disrupting how the offense can get into its easy flow.
I believe the foul's on Trey, and I think that's his 4th. The 10th team foul. No free throws because it was on the offensive end. Dead spot right, 3 on the way, no. And Kareem with a rebound, and here come the Eaglets across the timeline with 4:20 left.
Kareem Rozier showing off the handles.
Yep.
I thought McKinney was going to shoot that.
I think Todd Covert wants him to run a little more clock.
I do too, but
Here's
my goodness.
Hand check. And Amonte Allen Johnson didn't like the call. Grand Blanc is led by his 14.5 points a game. Trayvon Johnson averages 13.7 a game, but he has been quiet tonight, just 2 points. And we've got
a warning
on Mike Thomas, the head coach and the former All-American at Albion. His number's retired. Go Brits, he said in our conversation a few times. He played with Rick Palmer. He said Palmer was a 100-point scorer. Go Brits. Shot is off the mark, no. Sherrod Barnes with a rebound, and we got a technical foul, and it's going to go on Orchard Lake St. Mary's. How about that?
Is it to the bench?
And Mike Thomas across the way is talking to Todd saying, hey, I don't know what's going on.
It was a bench technical, so that was not for Todd. There's a look at the bench. Now this is interesting because both sides are kind of upset with the way this game has been called. Grand Blanc was just about on the verge of a technical, then St. Mary's gets one.
So R.J. Taylor at the free throw line with the clock stopped, and he misses a free throw, and this does not happen often. R.J. Taylor is a 89% free throw shooter.
Looking at the bench right now to see where this technical would come in. You saw Todd Covert jumping up and down, but I didn't really see anything out of sorts. But either way, here we are. It's a 8-point game, 3:57 left, and both benches have been warned.
They have. Lots of whistles in this one. All right, 8-point game, under 4 to go. R.J. Taylor heating up. Dead spot left, 3 on the way, no. Crichton with a rebound.
That was a big miss. I'm sure all the St. Mary's fans were holding their breath whenever he rises.
Yeah, big chance for a momentum shift. Kareem down the boulevard, left hand lay-in. He has 13 points, and St. Mary's lead is back to 10 in double digits.
What a filthy take by Kareem.
The senior headed to Duquesne, one of the top point guards in the state. Todd Covert says, my fearless leader, 4-year player. Lay-in left-hand Tay Boyd. 8-point game. These two teams trading blows, waiting for the other one to make a mistake.
Remember Mike James, the old Piston?
Yes.
The Pitbull Piston? He went to Duquesne, too. It's a good school for point guards.
I like that. That's a good call. It's a nice, small school.
Yeah, go where you can play.
Pittsburgh.
We said it earlier in the broadcast.
Floater good or off the mark. Now, a small school, but you're in the Atlantic 10. It's a high major school now. He's competing against some of the best.
And we talked about it earlier. As a young athlete, you just want to go where you can play. It doesn't matter if it's a small school. You're never going to develop on the bench, right? So even if you're at a small school, you get a couple years reps in there, you hit your growth spurt, you become developed as a player, then you'll start getting your attention. But if you're a young athlete watching this or anybody that is interested in becoming a next level athlete, go where you can play. Yep. That's the main thing.
And go where you feel comfortable being at a place and on campus for 4 or 5 years.
Right, and commit to it.
Yeah.
You know, we see a lot of people jumping around with the NIL, transfer portals, and all that. Commit to it. If you make a commitment, stay there, see it out, and just make the right decision up front.
Yep. Kareem sticks the free throw. He has 14 points now. Trey McKinney with 25. St. Mary's by 9. Just under 3 minutes to go. Trying to stay perfect and hold on to that #1 ranking for another week. They will get tested next week. They will face the gauntlet against Brother Rice and De La Salle next week. De La Salle on the road on Tuesday, Brother Rice at home on Friday. Trey McKinney with a big boy rebound, and with the 10-point lead, St. Mary's in control now.
And they're starting to send the press. Talkover calls a timeout. Howie's going to address the press.
We'll take the timeout with them. St. Mary's up 10, 60-50, trying to win on the road for the 5th straight game. We're back in a moment. This is the Prep.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to the Gottagetit 3rd Annual Hoops Classic. I want to thank Dietrich Thomas, the Executive Director of the Gottagetit Classic. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. I want to thank all the hardworking folks on our crew. It's a long day for us. Ali Hottie's our executive producer, doing great things. Rob Sarna on camera. Eli Wiles on camera. Kyle Buchanan on a camera. Fish on a camera.
Attaboy, Fish.
Rob Sarna on assistant producer as well. He's doing a lot of things. Chase Kaufman on instant replay. Evan Westfall on graphics. Jamie Janssen on stats and Pat Bush on stats. We are the Prep. His name is Sam Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush.
St. Mary's running the weave.
James Ferris, your creative director. Julia Ferris, creative specialist. That's our crew. Glad to be here. 2:13 left. Jack Crichton will go line left, and St. Mary's is going to shoot their 11th free throw, 10 less than Grand Blanc has had today. Grand Blanc has not taken advantage at the line. They've missed 9 free throws.
Yeah, that's a lot, especially when it's a 10-point game, you know. Those free throws are massive, and you see St. Mary's coach getting a little love from the Brother Rice coach as he walks by.
Rick Palmer, who will see him on Friday in Orchard Lake. Grand Blanc playing out of the Saginaw Valley League, the favorite this year. They'll have their hands full with Carmen Ainsworth, who beat them last year. But it proved to be helpful as Grand Blanc would go on to win the Division I state title a season ago. Backing off Ann Arbor, Huron. Mike Thomas winning his 3rd state title in his young coaching career. This is one of the best coaches in the country, and Mike Thomas. Learned from his father, who was an assistant coach at Saginaw High where he played. Learned of the great coach Marshall. Left wing 3, no good. Sherrod Barnes, the freshman, with a rebound, and he'll dribble out. And the ball goes back to St. Mary's.
And this is where the benefit of having a Kareem Rozier on your team comes in. You know, not only is he a great free throw shooter, but the ball handling skills.
No doubt. St. Mary's with the experience, and it's showing here. Left wing RJ Taylor for 3, and that's down.
That should put him right out of his average of 13, right?
It sure does. 1:37 left. It's not over. It's a 9-point game. Kareem Rozier had a team-high 24 points, and St. Mary's went on the road at Clarkston, a 9-point win earlier this year.
And that was a nice team win as well. I read a great article about that.
Javon Hanna went for 30 points in a win over Canton that we called. He had 27 in a win over Grosse Pointe South. I mean, St. Mary's has 4 guys that can put 20-plus points on you at any given night. And it's a deep team.
And they're a growing team, too. That's what's interesting about them. Similar to Grand Blanc last year, like the Trey McKinney we're seeing now is not going to be the Trey McKinney we see in a month and a half, 2 months down the road. Like, how much more can this young man develop? I mean, we saw him dominate this game as a freshman. It's going to be scary what he turns into down the road. And then you get the veteran leadership of a Kareem Rozier. You know, you got DC Temple, who is a D1 athlete.
Jack Crichton. The whole starting five is a Division I athlete. I mean, all 5 of them, and either a commit or certain sport. 3 different sports, we should say. Football, basketball, baseball. There's a banker 3, and don't go anywhere. It's back to a 7-point game.
Couple turnovers, couple quick shots. You never know what can happen, and this is what we were talking about with Grand Blanc. I mean, you know that RJ is going to get his. He's capable of hitting the shots, but, you know, a couple bank-ins like that, you never know.
7-point game, don't go anywhere. 1:19 to go. We'll keep it right here. We want to tell you about our friends at Work 365 at James Gonzalez. I saw James in the hallway. He's here. He was doing his push-ups. 248-875-3188. Work 365. You can email him as well. info@work365fitness.com. You want to look like James Gonzalez? Go watch him work out. Follow him. Go to Sylvan Lake. Get a workout going. Ali Hottie's all in. Rob Sarno wants to do it. I think we should all do it.
I'm down. The thing about James, when you go to that, it's a fun workout. It's a hard workout, but it's a fun workout. Different obstacles, different training methods, and that's what you like. I'm the type of person, I can't just walk into a gym, pick things up, and put things down for an hour. I can't do it. I need more, and James provides that for you.
We need fun. Eli Weil says he's more of a push-up guy. Forget all that stuff. He's old. He's blue collar, big rapids all the way, man. Push-ups, sit-ups, Wheaties. There's a steal by Richardson, and he's going to lay it in. Don't look now. 60 seconds left, and it's a 5-point game. Anybody's game.
Yeah, I think St. Mary's learned a lesson right there. Try and have Trey McKinney bring the ball up the court. You want this to be in Kareem Rozier's hands.
Grand Blanc steals it, lays it in, and it's a 3-point game. And an 8-0 Grand Blanc run.
And this is what we've been talking about all game. They just hang around. They hang around. They hang around. A couple steals, couple tips, a lucky shot banking in. Next thing you know, it's a 1-possession game with 45 seconds left. This next possession for St. Mary's is huge.
This is the pit bull fight in this Grand Blanc team.
Yep.
And in the spirit of Mike Thomas and his fine staff.
Yeah, you cannot count these guys out, especially after what they've been through last year, getting to a state championship. They have been battle-tested. Yep. So a 7-point deficit does not intimidate them.
Mike Thomas saying he's so proud of his team and learning that, you know, guys can hold their own this year. Guys can hold their own, and they'll play for me. You know, he didn't know. They're a little down. You don't have Ty Rogers. You need guys that are going to really play for you. He didn't know if they would. He said he's found out already 3 games through that they are. They played with him, and they're playing for him. They lost by just 5 points to Grand Rapids Catholic Central, who was the #1 ranked team, on the road without their head coach. And Mike Thomas says, I've seen enough. I know I've got the guys. They can rise to the occasion. And they've risen to the occasion here. They've cut it to 3. And with 35 seconds left, Kareem Rozier will get fouled at the timeline and shoot 2 of the biggest free throws of this season.
Now, I like pulling the ball out there and getting it to Kareem Rozier, but St. Mary's missed a huge opportunity. DC Temple was below the basket by himself. That's a free 2 points. In this situation, you got to take those.
Kareem with 15 points tonight, the #2 scorer. 2 of 3 now from the free throw line. That's his first miss tonight.
You could tell he was overthinking that one a little bit.
St. Mary's 11 of 15 for the strike. That's 73%. Much better than Grand Blanc's 12 of 21, but this is when they count, and Kareem splits the pair. It's a 4-point game, 2-possession game, 30 seconds left.
And this is the guy you got to watch on the 3-point line.
Oh. Travel, no call. A shot that's swallowed up by McKinney and Barnes, the 2 freshmen. But the stick back is down from Tay Boyd. It's a 2-point game with 16 seconds left. And Grand Blanc is going to pressure and elect not to foul yet. And Kareem Rozier turns it over on the near sideline.
It looked like he was trying to call timeout, and he just didn't say it in time. If he would have been yelling that coming to the corner, I think he would have been fine. But he ended up stepping on the inbound line. Now it's a 2-point game. you got to protect this three-point line, especially from this young man that has the ball in his hand right now.
7 seconds left. R.J. Taylor, left corner, 3 for the win. Off the glass, no. And Sherrod Barnes is fouled. The three-pointer in the corner from Trayvon Johnson off the mark. And St. Mary's with 0.7 seconds left might have dodged the biggest bullet of the year.
Well, 0.7 seconds. You still got a time to get a shot off after this, but you could not ask for a better look than that. But DC Temple, all 6'7" of him with those long arms on the outside, kind of interrupting the shot. He didn't block it, but you see a big 6'7" dude coming at you, you're going to adjust your shot.
Sherrod Barnes line left to shoot free throws. St. Mary's turnovers nearly have caught up with them. They have 16 in the game. Grand Blanc with just 7. And Sherrod Barnes calmly sticks the free throw. It's a 3-point St. Mary's lead. And this game has gotten crazy here in the final minute.
It's exactly what you expected out of these two championship programs.
That pops out, and this ball game is over. The shot wouldn't have counted, but St. Mary's, who led by double digits most of the second half, had to hold off a pesky Grand Blanc squad that had a chance to win it with a corner 3. The Eaglets hold on and remain number 1. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a recap of this day and this game. This day is over. Don't go anywhere. The recap right after this. St. Mary's by 3 over Grand Blanc.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back to the Gottagetit Hoop Classic, the last game of the day. Orchard Lake St. Mary's winning 65 over the host Grand Blanc at 62. Some of the look at the highlights here. Great game all the way around for St. Mary's and Grand Blanc. Grand Blanc was able to stay in the game and really surviving that 9-point start for St. Mary's and hanging through this entire game, forcing it into the fourth quarter to where this became a nail-biter at the end, Chad.
It did. Grand Blanc with a fight, and what a ball game that we saw here today. We saw a couple of freshmen, Trey McKinney and Sherrod Barnes, who ended it with that free throw, but in between, we saw a lot of Amante Allen Johnson. He was special tonight in the comeback attempt.
Yeah, he was a fun player to watch, but overall, St. Mary's just had the balance to be able to do it. You know, when you can hit people with a Kareem Rozier, you can get them with a Sherrod Barnes even coming off the bench. It was a good look. And then you look at Grand Blanc at the end, had St. Mary's worried. If it wasn't for a couple of big three-pointers, one there by Trey McKinney, I mean, he had an 8-point run by himself, and that kind of propelled St. Mary's to hold on to this lead and only win by 2.
St. Mary's holds on and Grand Blanc to win it. Final score 65-62, and the Eaglets hold on. Stay a perfect 6-0. Grand Blanc's got a bright future in this league. Obviously, they know how to win. They've played the best schedule in the state. They played number 1, number 2, and number 3 now in our poll. So they're playing a tough schedule, getting ready.
Well, and they have a coach that, you know, you saw him after the game here. He was still upbeat after this game. Like, that's how you want your team to finish. Yes, you lost to a powerful St. Mary's team, but what you didn't do is you didn't give up when you're down 7 with 40 seconds left, and you pushed it to where a couple of these three-pointers go in. That last one didn't, and if that would have, you would have pulled the upset here tonight, not playing your best game.
Yeah, Johnson with a chance there to win it with a corner 3. This day is over. What a day it's been. It saw a Hamtramck win, a Ferndale win, a Brother Rice win, a Beecher upset, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's holds chalk as well, coming here on the road to win over Grand Blanc.
Overall, what a great tournament. The Gottagetit Hoop Classic. They did such a great job here. The entertainment, the stands were packed pretty much all day long. And then we got the highlight performance of the night with these last 2 games. So this is a great day, great basketball. If you like high school basketball, you were treated today.
Trey McKinney, the high scorer, 25 points in this game for Orchard Lake St. Mary's for the fabulous freshman. The Eaglets also had great production in the contest. They had 16 points from Kareem Rozier and 10 from Javon Hanna. Meanwhile, Grand Blanc, 17 points for Amante Allen Johnson. They get 15 from Tay Boyd. All in all, Grand Blanc's got a lot to be proud of with the fight they showed. And I'm excited to watch what Mike Thomas and company, a 3-time state champion, is going to be able to do down the line.
Yeah, Grand Blanc was able to hang in this pretty much for 2 reasons. One, they limited their turnovers. They only had 7 for the entire game to St. Mary's 16, and they also got to the line a lot, and that's to do with the aggressive type of basketball that they play. St. Mary's didn't get to the line a lot, but they're more of a jump shooting team, and that sometimes translates. You're not going to get the calls.
We are the Prep. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a pleasure and an honor to cover the 3rd annual Gottagetit Hoops Classic. My partner, Sam Stick Day, your executive producer, Ali Hadi. I want to say thank you so much to Mike Thomas, Teacher Thomas, and all the folks for helping out here. Pete Scribner. My name is Chad Bush. Thanks to our special staff. Have a great night, everybody. So long.